I always have a disclaimer for these type of conversations. Everyone has their perspective, as you said. And a lot of our perspective stems from what we've been taught from schools, society, especially our parents, and no doubt media and TV, right? So, as we know, for those who may be in America, it's quite popular to celebrate Halloween. People are probably right now carving out their pumpkins and got their costumes ready for tomorrow. And people are quite happy to have their children trick or treating, right? So, this is the kind of UK does it, but it's very big in America. Um, there are going to be people, and I have heard directly of multiple people, especially people that were previous practitioners of being a witch, and those who's been in cults has admitted to say on those days such as Halloween, that is when they have, they one of their biggest celebrations and going to the burial ground and practicing different forms of crafts. What is your opinion, especially as an African man, as you say, who a practitioner of voodoo and so much more? What's your thoughts on things like Halloween? Let's start there.
Um, I always like to refer something because so many times we don't talk about it.
Mm.
We see life from the perception of which we exist at this time.
Yes, yes.
But we are like travelers. It's
Yeah.
just like when you go to the airport in London, people are coming in and people are leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So education is changing. It keeps, like when somebody is changing clothes, but it's still the same person.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now Halloween have worn different clothes
Mm-hmm.
in different time and in different lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there are Christians who celebrate Halloween, but they don't even know what it means. They don't know what they are celebrating. Like the Day of the Saints, it comes from Halloween
Okay.
because the saints they are celebrating are no longer alive. It's a
Mm-hmm.
dead people. So you're celebrating the dead, even in Christianity.
Okay.
Halloween originated from the Celtic people. And back in the days, they use it to recognize a new harvest and entering into a new season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been changing, and that is why you have the pumpkin. That is what represents harvest.
Okay.
And then in America, they say is to honor the dead people, and also the costume they wear is to scare off the dead.
To scare off
But
the who? The dead.
yes, to scare off the dead people. But the truth is, Halloween is also what we do in Africa
Mm-hmm.
when we pour libation to our ancestors, because an ancestor who is no longer living in this life is a dead person. So when
Mm-hmm.
you pour libation to a dead person, you're celebrating the dead.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't personally do that, but yeah, a lot even a lot of Caribbeans do that where
Yeah.
they pour a little bit of drink and I don't think they really know what they're doing, a lot of these people, but yeah.
Yeah, but me, I do it because I know it's something that is engraved into my tradition, and
That's right.
that is how we live as a people. Is just a part of us as a way of life. When an Igbo man throw kola, we also call upon our ancestors who are no longer here.
Mhm. But
So
I would say you as an individual, you're very informed, you're very knowledgeable about what you're doing. Just a side note for those who may listen to this, who is listening to this, and those who watch the playback, I often say that a lot of us who are not, as in, directly born African and raised in that way, for those of us who are, clawing back and, our culture, some form of, lost culture, we do things we often do things in the name of it's African or it's our ancestors, for those of us especially who's Caribbean, and I don't feel that a lot of people know the fullness of what they're doing. For those who, again, like I say, who may do the drumming or who may, call up the ancestors, again, I was once told from a guy from, Ghana. He said a lot of people are doing this and they don't know which particular ancestor they're calling. They don't know how to put back the ancestor to rest. And also, when they're pouring the alcohol, not every ancestor likes alcohol. Do you see? So there's a bit of logic to the spirit. So when we're pouring the alcohol, some ancestors despise alcohol. Some would believe that, you know, this is the reason why some spirits will attach themselves to you, and some people in the physical realm will become alcoholics because of all of this exchange. But hey, everyone believes something different. I think it's interesting.
What a lot of us don't understand is that our ancestors is a collective frequency. And when it comes to a collective frequency, you use what is acceptable for the men and the women who are collective energy. Any drink that is hot is not used for ancestral libation. We use it for the deities. Okay. So we use what we call wine. Or rafiat wine for ancestors' appeasement.
Okay.
So we don't use hot drink. So you use what can be accepted within the collective energy.
From your perspective, or an African perspective, you're saying that Halloween means what? Do you celebrate Halloween?
Yeah, we celebrate in a new season. So we have masquerade, which is also the costume they wear in the European world. So when you see the masquerade, it represents the dead who have come to visit the living and to celebrate with them. More, which means spirit. Spirit have come to celebrate the closing of an old season.
So, all right. So the perception of Halloween from your African knowledge is different. The motive is different, right? The costumes represent, you're saying it's to scare off dead spirits. You know, tomorrow I'm expecting to have random children knocking on my door with their parents, coming to say trick or treat, asking for sweets and candy or money. I've never supported it. My son was never allowed as a child to go trick or treating.
It's actually the offering of Aja. So during the festival, we offer sacrifice on the roadside, but we do it differently. We don't give it to people. We do it on the roadside for the spirits. But here, people wear the costume as those dead spirits and then visit people.
Oh, that's interesting.
We don't do it like that. We go out with the Aja and then we place it on a 4-road junction.
And what happens? What's the intention there?
Yeah, that is for the spirits to have them. So what happens to Aja is no longer our concern, because sometimes when you come out, you might not see it there anymore.
Powers. I will meditate up to 1,000 hours.
You, the people, have the power to create happiness. Let us use that power. Let us all unite.
When I release DMT from my pineal gland, my chakras rattle. Then I leave my physical body and levitate. That's astral travel. My third eye's fully activated. I'm free, I'm not trapped in shackles. And I've been to the 5th dimension and saw my future and past unravel.